Well, Chris, look, I'm going to suggest a very simple proposition. All across this country, Republicans campaigned saying, if you elect a Republican Senate, we will stop President Obama's illegal amnesty. My very simple suggestion to my colleagues and friends in the Republican Party is we need to honor what we said. We need to actually do what we said 2 weeks ago on the campaign trail.
So would
now,
you,
I've laid out a
is that what you would do,
plan.
Sir, because we have limited time, is that what you're saying you would do, that you would attach a rider to funding for just the one Department of Homeland Security?
Chris, I've laid out a detailed, systematic plan for what Congress should do. We should use the constitutional checks and balances we have to rein in the abuse of power of the executive. Step number one that I've called for is the incoming majority leader should announce that if the president implements this lawless amnesty, that the Senate will not confirm any executive or judicial nominees other than vital national security positions for the next 2 years unless and until the president ends this lawless amnesty.
Sir, let me pick you up.
That is an explicit authority given to the Senate.
If I may, let me pick up right on that, because are you saying that the Senate should refuse to confirm Loretta Lynch, the president's new nominee for Attorney General, and thereby leave Eric Holder, who you don't like very much, in that position even longer?
Chris, what I'm saying is we should use the constitutional checks and balances we have to rein in the executive. You know, if you read the Federalist Papers, our framers talked about a president that would behave like a monarch, that would rule by diktat and decree rather than following the Constitution.
Sir, I understand that. I'm asking a direct question, though. Would you block Loretta Lynch's confirmation as Attorney General and leave Eric Holder in the job?
In my view, the majority leader should decline to bring to the floor of the Senate any nomination other than vital national security positions. Now that is a serious and major step. It is a power the majority leader has, and nobody else has any ability to alter. If the majority leader announced that, it would impose real consequences on the president and the administration.
All right.
And then the second big check we've got, the second constitutional power we've got, is the power of the purse. And we should fund one at a time the critical priorities of the federal government, but also use the power of the purse to attach riders. We've got to demonstrate that the campaign words Republicans used on the trail were more than just talk, that we're willing to honor our commitments.
But you're willing to shut down departments, and you're willing to take the backlash? I mean, it didn't work very well with Obamacare, sir.
Well, let me point out, you know, at the time, you and a lot of folks in the press said what a disaster it was to stand up and fight on Obamacare, that it was going to cost Republicans the majority, it was going to cost seats. Let me point out, we just had an historic election where we won. It's going to end up being 9 seats in the Senate. We retired Harry Reid. We've got the biggest majority in the House since the 1920s. And the number one issue that candidates campaigned on across the country was Obamacare. Now, listen, it was a mistake for President Obama and Harry Reid to force a government shutdown, but it was not a mistake for Republicans to stand up and fight on Obamacare. And not only did the disaster that a lot of folks predicted not happen, it was the biggest victory we've had in a long time. Republicans need to actually do what we say we will do and not just have a lot of empty smoke.